Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Tazz, and you are listening to In the Spotlight podcast. This is a new feature that I am starting. It's just called the Daily Dose of Spotlight, where we're going to be coming to you guys every single day, talking to you about everything that's going on in the entertainment industry, health and fitness. We'll be bringing in some interviews with some really dope people in the entertainment industry, and interviews from just regular people that have a story to tell or a business to talk about, a music artist that have a project that's coming out. Whatever it is, we want to be the avenue for that. Speaking of that, I've been telling DFW for a very long time that I want to put you guys on. It's one thing to have a wonderful project or a wonderful product, but if don't know why they know that you exist, what's the point? So I'm excited that this upcoming weekend I have my first DFW. I'm maybe gonna call her client because she's not a client; she's a family member. Lady Tam is gonna be with us. She's gonna be talking about the Pink Project. Those of you in DFW who know Lady Tam, you know that she is an anointed, dope woman of God, and I can't wait to sit down and talk with her. Just looking at the information she showed me about what the Pink Project actually is created for, I promise you, ladies, but ladies and gentlemen at the same time, this is going to bless your socks. This is going to inspire you, or it's going to educate you on some things. So I'm literally going to mention that in every single show this week leading up to Saturday, and that show will be published on Monday. So be on the lookout for that. Do me a favor before we go any further. If you have not already subscribed to this podcast, whether it's on Spotify or Apple, please hit that subscribe button right now. If you are listening via YouTube, or you would like to just subscribe on YouTube, all you have to do is go to the Spotlight Media Group, subscribe to that page, and not only will you get this podcast, but you'll get every single podcast under the Spotlight Podcast Network. A shout out to Bishop Sherman C.G. Allen and Dr. Otanya Allen of the Christ Cathedral Church, Fort Worth. If y'all missed church on Sunday, of course y'all missed it, because some of y'all don't even live in the DFW. But do me a favor and follow them on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel that's really, really, really dope. That I don't know. It's always amazing to me how I can go to a church service with Bishop Allen and Dr. Allen, and it feels like they've been in my life the entire single week before, because there's always something that they say that pertains to my life, and I'm excited that I'm a part of that ministry. Those of you who know me, you know, when I become loyal, like I'm loyal to a fault. Like there's nothing you can tell me about my leaders. There's nothing you can tell me about my church. I love Bishop Sherman C.G. Allen and Dr. Otanya Allen. I call them mom and pops. I'm just saying, because that's what it is. But thank you guys so much for coming to kick it with us on today, listening to the show. We have some things to talk about. Like I said, I know a lot of this stuff, it may be old just due to the fact that it's from last week, but I want to be able to talk to you guys about it, to just give my side of things, because listening to and watching other posts on social media, it did not things just rubbed me the wrong way. Some things were overanalyzed and other things were not analyzed enough. So we're going to bring that to you in just a second. It's your boy Tazz. We'll be right back. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Tazz, and you are listening to In the Spotlight podcast. This is a daily dose of Spotlight. It's our new feature that we have added to the show, just bringing you a daily show talking about everything from entertainment, news, health and fitness, politics. We bring in interviews or anything that influences the culture. I told you guys that some of this information on this show may be a little bit old, just due to the fact that I was supposed to put this out last week. I wanted to do a live show, and don't worry, we will be having video. really, really soon for every single show that we do. But I just got to a point tonight I didn't want to put it off anymore. I want to start this off. And what better day to start it than right at the top of the month? So let's get right into it. Last week, man, I don't know. Beyonce's internet went crazy. In regards to Lil Nas X, let's talk about it. Here's the lowdown on what went down. Lil Nas X has broken his silence after an unexpected incident last week. On August 21st, the rapper found himself in quite a scary situation. He was arrested around 6 a.m. on Ventura Boulevard in LA, reportedly in his underwear. Authorities claimed he had charged at the police, leading to his arrest. Talk about a wild morning. Think about this. You driving down the street at 4 o'clock in the morning and you see Lil Nas X in some tidy whities and his cowboy Carter boots walking, and like not just regular walking. Baby was walking like he was on the runway. I want to know what party he thought he was going to, because he kept on saying, don't be late for the party. What party was it, Lil Nas? Because you didn't make it, evidently. He shared a message on Instagram saying, that was terrifying. There was a terrifying 4 days, but don't worry, your girl's gonna be all right. Yep, he's keeping his spirits high, despite the drama, despite the people who are coming up with their own story of what happened or what drugs he was on, if he was on drugs or whatever the case being. I hate the fact that the day after this happened, or even the night that it happened and it hit the internet, how individuals, that just want to click on a social media site decided to come up with their own reason as to him being on drugs at the time, or this being a drug-induced situation. Following the arrest, there were suspicions of an overdose, leading him to be taken to a hospital and later being held on a $75,000 bond, conditioning on attending drug treatment. Things escalated when he was charged with 3 counts of battery with injury on a police officer and 1 felony count of resisting an executive officer, but he pleaded not guilty. His lawyer, Christy O'Carroll, emphasized in court that the incident was totally out of character for him, but his dad backs up by denying any drug involvement, saying he's all right, very remorseful for what happened. Lil Nas, whose real name is Montero Lamar Hill, has been no stranger to spotlight, thanks to his hit Old Town Road and bangers like Industry Baby and Montero, Call Me By Your Name. His dad, when I guess this was right after he was released from jail or whatever, they were talking to his dad, and I love us black folk, because we will make sure that whenever something goes wrong, we'll let people know that God is in the midst and God is working it out. Number one, I didn't know that Lil Nas X's father was a preacher, or I think he's a preacher from what I think I heard on the radio. So in response to everything that happened, they were asking Lil Nas' dad how he felt about everything, and he was like, God is in control. God is good. Thank God for grace and mercy. I'm like, yes, sir, give it to him, because we want to. Well, other people may want to try to directly kill the character of Lil Nas X. I mean, they've been trying to do this since he actually came out into the industry in general. But we're just excited. Well, let's not say it like that. Not necessarily excited, but I'm glad to know that with everything that is going on with Lil Nas X, we won't say that it was something dealing with drugs. We won't say that it was something dealing with a mental breakdown. We don't necessarily know. But we do know that in the past, whenever Lil Nas X had an album or something coming out, he was quick to say, or quick to have some kind of skit that would make you wonder why he was doing whatever he was doing. but it was always leading up to the release of some kind of project that he had coming out. I would hate to think that we were living in the time and place right now where if they claim that it was a mental breakdown, that you would have to do a skit to promote yourself, to get people's attention, and the skit would be you having an emotional breakdown at 4 o'clock in the morning, Ventura Boulevard, in your tidy whities and cowboy quarter boots. I'm not going to say that that's what it was. I'm not going to say that it was drug induced or whatever. I will say this: I'm glad that he's okay. I'm glad that he's out, and I pray that whatever it was, whatever he's going through, that he gets help for it. Because at the end of the day, we're all human, and if the carpet was rolled back on everything that we've done in our whole entire life, we would be in trouble. So do yourself a favor and give Lil Nas X the grace that you would want somebody to give you if you were the person that was caught doing something crazy. Because don't forget, we've posted pictures and we've put videos out that at any given point in our lives, somebody can get into that cloud and release it. And we're going to want the same grace. We're going to want the same mercy. So let's give that to Lil Nas X. We'll be right back in just a second. We have more on the Daily Dose of Spotlight right here on In the Spotlight Podcast. I am Tazz. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Tazz. And of course, you are back with In the Spotlight Podcast. This is a new feature that I have created, a daily dose of spotlight, again, where we talk about everything from entertainment, news, health and fitness, politics. We'll pull in interviews with some of your favorite people in the industry, or just people that we feel like you need to know about because they have something going on. But this particular show, I got to talk about it because it was one of the hottest things in social media, radio, and TV regarding Snoop Dogg. Okay, so here it goes. Snoop Dogg, hip-hop legend, icon, all of that, got quite a surprise with the Disney 2022 movie Lightyear. Taking his grandson for a fun day at the movie turned into a conversation that he didn't know how to react to. He's not exactly thrilled about the LGBTQ representation in the film, especially when it unleashes a shower of curious questions from his grandkids. In a recent episode of It's Giving podcast, Snoop shared how he was surprised after seeing two women share a kiss and raise a child together in the movie, explored nonstop questions from his grandkids, putting him on the spot. His grandson kept asking him how she have a baby with a woman. It's moments like this that Snoop was like, just watch the movie. No, the movie's not over, just watch the movie. His candid reaction, I didn't come for this. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. The bombardment of questions left him admitting, I don't have the answers. The rapper expressed he's now feeling somewhat apprehensive about going to the movies because if something like this was to pop up again, he still don't have the answers. So he's like, do I just want to stay home? Interestingly, Lightyear was almost stripped of the same-sex kiss during the production. Following internal stir-ups with Disney about their stance on Florida's Don't Say Gay bill, the scene made it to the final cut. The movie also brought Chris Evans voicing the beloved Buzz Lightyear and Buzz's best friend, Alicia Hawthorne, in the same-sex relationship. So, what do y'all think about Snoop's first-hand situation with having to explain something that he has no idea about? So, I told y'all in the promo, y'all would be hella surprised at how I feel about this. Because I think we are in a very sensitive time of life right now, because a lot of the, I'm not going to even say poignant people in the LGBTQ community, but a lot of the important people in the LGBT community came at Snoop and was ready to cancel him. I'll say this myself. I didn't hear Snoop coming from a place of hating the LGBTQ community. I heard him coming from a standpoint of, I don't know how to answer these questions. And you have to think about it. Snoop is always going to be Snoop. He's always going to say what he feels, regardless to what the situation is. I just think that we are too sensitive in the community that the moment we hear something that is against or feels like it's against us, we get really, really defensive and we want to cancel the person that is saying whatever that thing is. I just heard Snoop say, I don't understand. I don't have an explanation for this. If I was in that situation and I was a hetero black male and my son or my daughter asked me that question, I probably would have said the same thing, especially if I'm not educated on it. And I think a lot of even the education part, I think it's important to understand that if Snoop is not privy to a lot of people in the LGBT community, or if he's not privy to that lifestyle, he's not going to have those answers. And we can't hold against him the fact that he don't know. Hell, the man don't know. And I would understand, and I completely understand how he feel about, I don't know if I want to go to a movie, because if this pops up again, I have to go through this entire situation. My suggestion, if it's a movie that have anything to do with LGBT community scenes or whatever, have that at the beginning of the movie, or even in the promos on social media or on TV. Make sure that people know what they're going to see, so that number one, they can choose to go see it. Number two, if they choose to go see it, let's get educated, because especially if we're taking kids. I understand that some parents feel like my 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old, I don't want them to be, I don't want this to be thrown in their face, so to say, this young. Because, number one, I don't necessarily think that a kid's movie is a place to want to advertise or put something like that out. Because this is for kids. I understand then kind of what people would be like, oh, it's an agenda because you're pushing the subject. You are pushing this on a 6-year-old. There's no reason to have LGBTQ community content in a Buzz Lightyear, a movie for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kids to see. But that's just me. And that's coming from somebody who's a part of the community. Let me say that again. Someone who is a part of the community. I don't think that should be in those movies. So Snoop, I'm with you. I understand. LGBT community, I hope that y'all don't cancel me and throw me out, because I just don't see nothing wrong with it. But I want to know, what do you think? It's your boy Tazz. We'll be right back. This is the Intro Podcast, Daily Dose of Spotlight. Okay, so we are at the end of the show. I did have another story I wanted to share with you guys, but in reading it and looking at it and just thinking about the person, I don't necessarily think it's worth it, but I give you guys a preview of what it was. If you saw the advertisement, you know what I wanted to talk about. Your president? I guess he's my president too, because I do live in the United States of America. But attention DC residents and listeners nationwide. In a bold new move, President Donald Trump has announced a plan to tackle crime in our nation's capital. The president is proposing the death penalty for murder cases to act as a very strong preventative against crimes. But what does that mean for Washington, D.C.? U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro stated her office will align with the president's directive. Though difficult, a transformative step like this may just change the landscape of D.C. With historical opposition and challenges, this is more than just a proposal. It's a conversation about um, the future of safety and the legal landscape of our nation's capital. But not even just the nation's capital. Think about this. If he put this into work for the nation's capital, what does that mean for Texas? What does that mean for Louisiana? What does that mean for Atlanta? What does that mean for your city and state? We have to understand that we have a president who is completely off his rails. Y'all thought being able to vote for Biden, putting him back in office, was going to be the worst thing for us before he decided he wasn't going to run. We have a president who is completely off his rails, who don't give a damn about the Constitution, who don't give a damn about nothing that has been set in place since the beginning of time. If it's not the Trump way, it's not the right way. If he's able to put this bill in position in the nation's capital, we have to also understand that his definition of crime and our definition of crime are two totally different things. Like, his definition of crime may be just because you spray painted a wall, or I understand what's going on in Florida right now with the removal of the rainbow flag, and then they put it back, then they take it off. What if that's considered a crime that you should be killed for? What about whenever you're pulled over by a cop and things get escalated and the cops say you done something to him? Is that considered a crime for death penalty? I don't know. The one thing that I do know is I absolutely don't agree with that. I don't agree with it because he's not necessarily thinking as a normal president. For whatever normal is, that's not what he does. How do you guys feel about that for your city and your state? Or if you're in the nation's capital, how do you feel about that? Let us know. Send us an email to spotlightmedia.info@gmail.com, or you can comment in the on whatever social media you hear this on, or if you're just listening on Spotify or Apple, there's comments down below for that also. We'll be right back. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tazz, and you are listening to In the Spotlight Podcast. This is the first show of Daily Dose of Spotlight, where we talk about everything in the entertainment industry, what's trending in the U.S., politics, health and fitness. We have interviews with some of your favorite people, but we're doing this on a daily basis. Yes, this is just audio, but we do have we're setting up the Dallas studio so that we can have video for every single show, or just more shows. But this is our first show. I thank you guys so much for being a part of listening to this. Let me know what you think about the things that we talked about in this show. But before we go, I always have to do a deep dive. I always have to get serious with you guys. So on a serious note, first of all, today, September 2nd, is my very first day of school. I have been blessed to enroll in a school that I have been trying to get into forever, which is Full Sail University. I'm getting my bachelor's in cinematography, so I'm excited about that. And I think, you know what, we can go right there. So I'm 43 years old. And whenever you think about starting over, hitting the reset button, a lot of people at my age, or a lot of people with the things that I'm going through health-wise, would be like, I don't have the wherewithal to add anything else to my schedule, to add anything else to my life. I don't have the time for the drama. I don't have the time out of the day to have to, basically, I feel like I'm hitting the reset button on my brain, the reset button on my mind, because this is a serious thing. But I'm doing it because this is something that I know is going to help me in the future. Even while I'm in school, it's going to help me. And I've had some people ask me, why would I even want to start over at such a late age to even get a degree? And my answer is because we're in a world now where if you get to a point to where you just want to stop, to where you just say, okay, I know enough, I'm doing enough. Because for me, for the longest, people would ask me, how do I know how to do what I do in media? And I would tell them, YouTube University. Because that's what it was. I went to YouTube University for a lot of years when it came down to me starting Spotlight with it. Well, even before then, with Tazz Entertainment, from the magazine to the radio station to everything that I've done, it was like I went to YouTube University. But one thing I learned about YouTube University is it only can get you so far. There are some things that even watching the YouTube videos, they would tell you to go to a website, subscribe, and then pay money so that you can get the fullness of whatever that skill is that you want. In 2025, we're not living in a time now where we could even say, I've learned enough, because things are changing every single day. I look at videos now on social media, especially TikTok, and I'm like, AI has everything looking so real that we don't even know what's real or what's not. So a way for me to expand my mind and stay learning and acquire a skill that will take what I do higher, that will also allow my prices to go higher. Because once you know what they used to say yesterday, tomorrow's prices are not today's, or whatever that is. We have to be able to keep learning. True enough, the odds are stacked up against me health-wise. For those of you who know me, you've been following me on social media, or you know me personally in life. Within just 1 month, I had 2 surgeries. One procedure recently, going down my throat to get biopsies for spots that were found on my lung. Being a victim of hate crimes, having those injuries. Still dealing with Bell's palsy. And just dealing with life in itself. I understand why you would ask, why do you even want to go back to school, Tazz? Why do you want to learn something new? And my answer is because where I'm going, I'm going to need the knowledge. And I would encourage you to consider expanding yourself. Whatever it is you're doing, it may not be go back to school per se, but don't get to a point to where you feel like, okay, I know enough. Because the moment that you feel like you know enough, you might as well say, I'm just, at this point, I limit me. I don't want to gain nothing else. If I stay here for the rest of my life, I'm good. And I can't say that because I have some prophecies that has been prophesied to me that in order for me to reach the goal of what these prophecies say, of course I understand that God can do what God can do, but sometimes we have to put a foot forward also. So I have a future ahead of me that requires me to expand my mind. You have a future ahead of you that requires you to expand your mind, expand yourself, change your crowd if you have to. Because sometimes we have people in our lives that will tell us, oh, you good right there. Don't go no further. You don't need to learn nothing else. And often those people are the ones who don't have the drive or don't have the vision or don't have the ambition to grow. So what they'll do is they'll say whatever they have to say to you to get you, especially if they know you're on your way. I feel like it's their job to detour us and tell us that it's okay, we don't need to. You don't need to do all that. It don't take all that. No, it really does. It really does take all that to get to where you're trying to get to. It takes all that for me to get to where I'm trying to get to in life. And whenever you tell them that, if they don't understand, then you understand at that point, you're one of those who are not supposed to go the long haul with me. You played your part. Thank you for being in my life. You got to go. And yes, it may hurt to let them go, especially if it's people who have been in your life forever. But the other side of it, I promise you, you will have, number one, God will replace what you lose in friendship, relationship, or whatever. So as long as you stay the course, you never know who or what God wants to bring into your life to replace what you've lost in friendship. So again, just keep in mind, sometimes whenever we want to do better for ourselves, if we have people in our company that don't want to do better for themselves, they're going to let us know, look, it don't take all that, bro. Man, just chill. Slow down. Think about it. Now, I've been slow way too long. I thought about it way too long. I know what I need to do. I promise you, you'll be a better person at the end of the day. But I don't want to hold you guys too long. Thank you guys so much. This is the very first episode of In the Spotlight podcast, daily dose of Spotlight. I know you guys could be anywhere listening to anybody talk about anything, but you choose to be here with me. I appreciate you guys. Do me a favor and subscribe wherever you're listening to this, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Be sure to follow us on our social media at The Spotlight Media Group. That's on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Follow me personally. I am Trevaine. I am Trevaine. Let me know what you think about today's show, and let me know what do you want to hear. And DFW, if you are listening to this and you need to come on, or you want to come on and talk about what you have going on, I'm ready. Let's go. But thank you guys once again for being a part of today's show. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye.